Hi parents, I'm going to teach you or refresh your memory about the subtraction strategies. These are going to be with 3-digit numbers. They're the same ones we did with 2-digit numbers, but I know a lot of parents are asking about it, so I thought I would remind you or refresh your memory. That way, if your students have a hard time, you can help them there at home. So the first strategy, like I did with the addition strategies, I'm going to teach you in order of level of understanding. So the first strategy I teach is going to be for students who are struggling with their understanding of place value, struggling to fluently add and subtract. This is going to be the strategy that we would teach them. And until they really gotten good at this strategy, we really wouldn't move on to another strategy. So that, of course, is the when in doubt, draw it out strategy. So I've got my equation, and again, like I did with addition, I like to teach kids to draw a Hutto chart or a 100 tens and ones chart. It's really important that they keep things neat, because when they don't keep things neat, that's when we get really confused. So they would only draw, because of subtraction, the largest number. So in this case, that's 601. So there's no there's no number in the tens place, so there's no value in the tens place right now. So now I'm going to start by subtracting 373, and I'm going to start, we teach them that they can start wherever they like. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the 300s. So I'm going to take away 300s, 1, 2, 300, and I like to put like a check, or I put a line through it, or something that shows me I've already done that. Because some kids will forget a step, and then that's why they get the wrong answer. So now I'm going to look, and I'm going to try to subtract 70. I don't have any tens in my tens place right here, so I've got to regroup. And I show regrouping by crossing out 100 and then taking it over here to the tens place. Now, you got to be careful that it's a different 100. It's not one of the hundreds I already crossed out. That's a place where kids have common mistakes. So now I'm just going to bring my group of 10, my 10 tens over here. 1, 2, there we go. Then I like to recount 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, so I regrouped this 100 into 10 tens, and now I'm going to take away 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. All right, so I've done that, and now I'm going to come over here. I can't subtract 3. Because I can't subtract 3, I have to regroup a 10, and again, I have to take one that I haven't already taken away. That's a thing that a lot of kids have a hard time with. Sometimes they make that mistake. And then I'm going to put the 10 ones that I'm going to make underneath this other one, so I don't get it confused, because another mistake that kids make. So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10. I can now subtract 1, 2, 3. All right, and now I've done them all, so now I'm going to just count what's left over. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I like to tell the kids to double check their counting, because man, oh man, that's where a lot of mistakes happen. And so my answer is 228. And that's when in doubt, draw it out. The next strategy, if kids have this strategy, the next strategy that we like to have them do is open number line. We do not go straight to expanded form. Expanded form and subtraction can be very confusing for kids. So we don't like to force that down everybody's throat, because a lot of times they just don't quite understand the regrouping with subtraction well enough. They can do it here, but when they get to doing it with actual numbers and it's not as visually represented, then we have a problem. So the next subtraction strategy, and this is a really great one, is open number line. So the first thing you do is you draw a number line, and you start at the small number, and basically you're going to count up until you get to the larger number, so the larger number goes here. So you're basically adding to subtract. So instead of solving an equation like this, in reality, we're solving our equation like this: 373 plus something equals 601. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add tens, 100s, then tens, then ones to get to 601. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to add 100, and then I'm going to be at 473. Then I'm going to add another 100, 573. Well, if I added another 100, I'd be at 673, which is too much. So then I'm going to add plus 10, and that's 583. And I'm going to add another plus 10, 593. Another, ooh. Now I can add plus 10 because I can do it. But some students might go plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, and that's okay. So I'm going to say 603. Oh, that's too much. Oops. I wish I had used a pencil. This is a great reason for students to only use pencils in math. So now I'm going to add plus 1 to get to 594, plus another 1 to get to 595, plus another 1 to get to 596, plus another 1 to get to 597, and I'm probably going to run out of room, plus another 1, and that would be 598. And I'm just going to come down here with my number line. I'm going to start at 598, and I want to go to 601. So plus another 1, 599, plus another 1, 600, plus another 1, 601, plus another 1, 600. Oh, no, 601 is as far as I need to go. Whoops. So I'm glad I caught that. And now I would just count. A lot of times I teach kids to draw the base 10 block underneath it to help them. So 100, 200, 210, 220, 221, 222, 223, 224, 225, 226, 227, 227, 228. So my answer is, by adding all of those numbers up top, 228. Now, once this becomes easy for students, then they could do something like this, and this really shows a high level of understanding when you do something like this. Okay, plus 200 is 573, plus 30, which is 603, but that's too far. I did it again. Plus 20, which is 593, plus 7, which is 600, plus 1, which is 601. And now they would just simply, again, add that up, and now it's 220, 227, 228. So that's kind of a next step up from this expanded form, open number line. And again, they have to be very careful about where they're landing and their numbers are right underneath those little jumps, or they can make mistakes. That happens a lot. Expanded form subtraction is not my favorite, is really not my favorite strategy. I think it's really hard for kids, and I think they make a lot of mistakes, and I would suggest you don't get your kid to use it just because there's so many mistakes. But I'm going to show you two different ways to do expanded form subtraction. Again, I think that open number line is way better, especially like if they understand numbers. This down here is great. I would work them to this before I would go here, and I wouldn't even go here. In all honesty, if in class somebody is good with this and they're doing this, I move them straight to compensation. I skip expanded form altogether. But I do want to show you it just in case you want to know. So first thing you're going to do is, there are two ways that we teach this. One way is, again, we still break it up into an expanded form where you see all of the place value. And so then, instead of going straight to this, what I like to do is do this. So 600 minus 300, 0 minus 70, that's not going to work. 1 minus 3, and that's not going to work either. Kids have to be able to understand that this is why it doesn't work so well. They have to be able to understand that you can't take 70 away from 0 in second grade. So I would say, oh, that's 300. Oh, but I've got to regroup. So now this is 200, and I'm going to take one of these hundreds and give it here. So 100 minus 70 equals 30. But look, I can't do this here. So now that 30 is going to become 20, and I'm going to put that 10 here. So it's 11 minus 3, which is 8, and so 228. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to simply write it still in expanded form. So you're still writing in expanded form, but and now you're going to subtract. They're not adding here. You're going to subtract. And say, okay, well, this is 300, but look, I can't do that, so I'm going to make this 200, and I'm going to put 100 here. I'm going to get 30, but wait, you can't subtract there. I hope this is still recording. Because so you can't subtract there, so I'm gonna have to make that 20, and I'm gonna bring that 10 here, and so now my answer is 200 plus 20 plus 8, which is 228. Again, not my favorite strategy. You get an answer, but it's real hairy. What you don't want kids to do is just to memorize what they're doing and not understand it. And that's what a lot of kids who are put in this strategy, they're just memorizing what to do, but they don't have the level of understanding that this student would have, or even this student would have. So please don't, this is not a strategy just to force your kids into. The last strategy, and I teach this, like I said, if a kid can do open number line really well, and they can do it like this, and they can get the right answer, and they're skipping by multiple hundreds or multiple tens or multiple ones, and they can do that, they have a very good foundation for understanding like when regrouping is happening, then I teach them compensation. Your kid might have done this if this is, I find, the easiest thing, and this is very close to like what a lot of adults do in their mind. So for compensation subtraction, what you do to one number, you do to the other, and you're trying to get this second number to end in double zeros so that you can then subtract just 100. All right? And so the first thing I do is look at the ones place. Well, what do I need to add to the ones place to get this to the next friendly number? I would add 7. So I'm going to add 7 to here. And so I'll have 380. And then over here I add 7 to 601, so it's 608. And then now I look at the 80. What do I have to add to 80? Well, I need to add 20 because that'll get it to the next 100, which is 400. And I'm going to add 20 over here, and that'll take me to 628. And now I'm just going to subtract 400 from 628, which is still place value because it's just hundreds. And my answer is 228. Boom, I'm done. That was fast. Now, the only thing is, if you're teaching them, if they're trying to do compensation and addition and subtraction, I have seen sometimes that that's a little confusing because kids are adding. It's really important that compensation, subtraction, whatever you do to one number, you do to the other. Compensation, addition, what you do to one, you do the opposite to another. So that's the difference. But in general, if it were me and I was the one doing this, for my own math purposes, I would choose expanded form addition and I would choose compensation subtraction, because I think that those, if your kid has a good understanding of place value, that's going to be the quickest for them, in all honesty. So that's it. Those are the strategies. Now you know, so hopefully you can help your student. If your student looks at this, if they don't want to do compensation subtraction or open number line and they want to do this, well, that's their strategy. They do need to understand, as we talk a lot, this is not nearly as efficient. They're not going to get the right answer as easily, usually, as when they use one of these other strategies. Obviously, when you look at all three of them beside each other, my camera's a little wonky. When you look all three of these beside each other, you can definitely see that this is the most efficient, then this, then this. This one is usually least efficient. But if this is how they get their right answers, then this is where they should focus until they feel comfortable moving on.